Welcome to the Stack Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast, where we round up all the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our site from the past 7 days. And, you know, I do sound like this almost every week, but last week was one hell of a busy week. We were sharing a mountain of stories, a lot of exciting announcements. We definitely saw the appreciation in the traffic, and this is on top of all of the Protein Wars action, which, if you missed, we did run the Protein Wars first round last week. The Protein Wars is, of course, our annual supplement showdown where we take basically every protein powder there is and we pit them head to head to see who comes out as the most popular protein powder, or as some people have referred to, the people's protein powder. It was had over 100 supplements in that first round where you could pick to vote. We even had the other section where if your supplement wasn't on the list, you could just enter it. We introduced a few changes to this year. You could only vote once per week. A lot of people, they voted every round. When we had it for voting every day, it was a lot of effort, I guess, from everyone. And we also introduced some new security or verification methods this time around. We had the capture on voting, which is something we've always had, and we also implemented an email function. So basically, every time you vote or you submit your one vote for the round, you need to enter your email, and then you'll be sent an email from the voting system to say, click here to verify, and your vote will be counted. If you don't verify, it doesn't count. It's just a nice way to, pretty much confirm, secure, double check the votes and everything like that. Great new addition. We had experimented with it in the Clash of the Cans, and I really liked it. And I just think it made the contest and the votes a much higher quality. So it was cool to see that in play. But yeah, round 2 is now underway. The quarterfinals are in full swing, and I would say this is one of the more intense quarterfinals we've had in some time. Previous years, it's been a mixed batch of popular products, up and comers, and some mid-sized brands. This year, it's a very feisty batch of sort of legacy, well-established brands. There are a few newcomers in there, but it's pretty intense. So if you know the Protein Wars, what we do for the quarterfinals is we split up the top 16 voted protein powders from the first round, and then we pit them head to head in 4 groups of 4. Of these groups, the most popular product from each group will then go to the semifinals, where you'll have 2 pairs where they show down against one another, and then we've got the grand final where the winners of those go through. But the quarterfinals are now underway. You can submit your vote. As I mentioned, you can vote once per week, basically once per round, and you can vote once per week per group. So as mentioned, we've split the quarterfinalists up into 4 groups of 4. You can submit your vote for each of those 4 groups. It's not just one group, but you don't have to vote for all of them. It's entirely up to you. Just vote for the one. But for those interested, the groups, as mentioned, are pretty intense. The quarterfinals, number 1, we got My Protein against bodybuilding.com, Optimum's Gold Standard, and Leica Pro. Leica Pro from Jeff Long, of course, is one of the newer brands or the up-and-coming companies in the mix, who's up against some hefty competition in Optimum, My Protein, and bodybuilding.com. Group 2, there is Dimetizer and ISO 100, Flow, another newer up-and-coming brand, NutriBio Whey Protein Isolate, 2-time champion. I think they were 2-time champions. So last year was Ghost. Was it 2 years? They had the 2 years either before Ghost or it was Man. I always have trouble remembering the order, but they 2-time champion. And the 4th one in that group is Caged Muscles Micro Pure. Group 3, we have Apollo Nutrition's Formula 50/50 or 50/50 formula. Sorry, a surprise one. I think I didn't kind of expect to see these guys in there. Another up-and-coming brand, very much like a pro up-and-coming brand. Ghost Whey is in that group as well. The winner of last year's contest and a strong competitor in previous years. And then there is our Core ISO, so Core Nutritionals Isolate Protein Powder, and Arms Race Nutrition's Foundation. which is we did randomize these, and someone pointed out that Doug Miller is obviously behind, one of the guys behind Arms Race Nutrition, and is the man behind Core Nutritionals. So it is quite an interesting group. That it's pure randomized, not much I can do about it. I'm not going to shuffle it around, but that should make it for an interesting contest, especially since they're all up against Ghostway, the current title holder. And the fourth and final group is Rise, Loaded Protein, again another popular up and comer, Muscle Tech, Nitro Tech, Pro Gym from Jim Stoppani, and Bomar Nutrition's Whey Protein Powder. So as mentioned, these are all protein powders that I would say this is one of the most competitive ones we've had. These are all protein powders that that people will be very familiar with. There are a few, like, again, there's basically newcomers sprinkled in almost each round. Rise, I guess, is well established now, been around for a while. But Flow and Like a Pro, I guess, with a big, and Apollon with some of the big up and comers that managed to sneak through out of the first round into the quarterfinals. And so I'm excited. I'm always excited. My favorite one is my favorite one. It is. I don't like saying my favorite, but one of my go-to protein powders is in there. In fact, this is why we created the Protein Wars, is because everyone gets passionate and has love and favorites, and that's where the Protein Wars is people get to vote and show their support for the protein powder they love for whatever reason, whether it's beef, whether it's vegan, whether it's whey, whether it's a blend, whether it's isolate, you name it. So yeah, it's I'll be getting my votes in, and I look forward to seeing who the quarterfinalists come out to go into the semifinals. But as always, you can vote now at proteinwars.com, and as mentioned, it's once per week, but that's once per group per week. So you can submit one vote for each of the groups, and email verification. So definitely check that out. Share if you can. We don't make any money off this. This is purely fun and games. We don't charge anything. We don't do anything. In fact, if anything, we're just out of pocket because we get a $1,500 custom championship ring made for this, and I do that because it's fucking cool. Especially when we post pictures of this one. This one should turn out pretty damn nice. But yeah, appreciate the support, and definitely make sure you go over and vote. Onto the news. As mentioned, it was a jam-packed week, and we're going to kick it off with news from Sneak, the gaming brand out of the UK, Sneak, who has just the one flagship gaming supplement, which was spun off into an energy drink, which we didn't find too nice, but it definitely had some flavors, and I guess for a company that's not that old, it was a pretty solid first entry into the beverage space. But this past week, Sneak unveiled its limited edition flavor of its gaming supplement for Black Friday. Now, this is something they did last year. I believe it was Blackout. I think it was a flavor called Blackout. I'm pretty sure that what it is. Don't hold me to that. It was Black something, obviously for Black Friday. But this year, they've done... I got to give it up to Sneak and their marketing team and the way that they've done their campaigns this year, starting with the millions collaborations they did, the way they approached and teased and unveiled that. So for Black Friday this year, they've taken more of a rebellious approach, which I thought was really, really cool. They're doing what they've called Blank Friday, and they got this video on their social media, which I thought you sit there and watch it, and it's very captivating. So what it is it's kind of like almost like a sick and tiredness of the endless clearance and stock clearance and all this stuff that brands do for Black Friday, where it's just 50% off everything, freebies, and they kind of play off that, where Sneak kind of feels tired and doesn't want to join in on the game that everyone plays, and so they're doing what they've called Blank Friday, and they're not doing any sales. Well, at least that's what the social media post said. They're not doing sales. They're doing a limited edition flavor of their gaming supplement called Blankberry. And true to the name, because Blankberry named after like I said, Blank Friday, the tub has nothing on it, which I thought was one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen in supplements. And I mean, it's just, you got to see it. Go on the site, type in Sneak, or just Blankberry, it's one word. It should come up, but it's basically a blank tub. So just imagine Sneak's gaming supplement, blank tub. And they've added these cool little features though. So where you'd get little things on the regular labels, like their little bunny logo and their little circle for flavor, and sort of like where some text would be in the X's, they've embossed that, so it's a nice 3D, very very sweet and stylish and sleek look. But nothing on the tub, no text, no colors, no nothing, just a white matte bottle, and it looks absolutely awesome. And a lot of people mentioned they were like, well, where's the facts panel? Where's because of the necessary information, name, logo, weight, and that's a very good point. And we honestly had no idea. I was like, maybe they just got the facts on the back, maybe. And then we had a lot of questions. Sneak answered those questions. Just a few days later, they previewed basically the box. It's the Blankberry Sneak product is coming in a box, kind of like the Millions. But even the box itself is blank. It's no window, just 4 walls. Oh, sorry, 6 if you count the top and bottom. But it's just your typical white matte box, very similar to the tub itself. And then on that, they have details like Sneak, Blankberry, serving size, tub weight. And then I couldn't see it in the picture, but I'm assuming that's where the facts panel comes into play on the back. So the tub itself is indeed flat out blank. Damn cool. Just fantastic way to do things. You got to check it out. One of the most unique supplements I had seen in some time. You got to give them up for that. But yeah, I definitely appreciate the design and effort they put into marketing this one, again, much like the Millions collaborations they did, if you caught that one. But check that out. I believe the flavor itself, the Blankberry Sneak Gamer Supplement, is coming out on this Friday, so for Black Friday. It is limited edition, so it will come and go. I haven't seen them bring back a limited flavor before. They might have. So if you like the look of it in all of its great blankness, definitely pick it up. From Sneak, we shoot over. We're going to stay in the UK. We had a mountain of news from MyProtein. If you remember, it's not too surprising because last year MyProtein did the exact same thing. For Black Friday, or around Black Friday last year, they dropped a whole bunch of new products and flavors. Although for Black Friday, you may remember they did like a handful of like Black Friday edition products. I can't remember the names, and there's quite a few. They had like black packaging, so it was very all in on Black Friday. This year, they haven't really done anything like specific Black Friday, but Jesus, did they drop a shitload of stuff in. So in the UK, which is the main MyProtein lineup, if you pretty much whenever you see something new in the US, it's probably been in the UK MyProtein lineup before. The US one is separate, smaller. They do have a few things the UK doesn't, but the UK has a mountain of things the US doesn't, and that's where generally all their new innovation and creative stuff, specifically the functional side, comes through. So yeah, in the UK, international MyProtein dropped a new flavor for its gooey filled cookie in triple chocolate, and this is actually quite a special flavor because while the other flavors of the gooey filled cookie, they're cookie with gooey center. This one comes wrapped in chocolate, so it hits home on that triple chocolate front. There are 3 different chocolates in there: the gooey center, the cookie itself, and then the coating. It also dropped a new flavor each for the clear vegan protein and the clear whey isolate. The former got blackcurrant, the latter got tropical dragon fruit. We also saw a new cookies and cream flavor for the MyProtein Carb Crusher protein bar. There was a new flavor for the double dough brownie, which was actually only launched, I think, like early last month. That flavor was cookies and cream as well, another classic. MyProtein also introduced a full family of what is called basically just snack balls, bites. Very similar to what Core Nutritionals is doing with its core balls, but MyProtein took a very interesting functional approach. They have launched energy bites, beauty bites, and bio bites. Energy bites basically are a snack. All of these are high in protein. Not as high as Core's ones, but moderately high in protein with a good nutrition profile. But they are functional. So the energy bites come with energy boosting ingredients. The bio is enhanced with probiotics for gut health and digestion, and the beauty bites include collagen and a few other things. So they all each have their own specific function, and basically just take that snack bite ball kind of approach and kind of run with it. So I thought it was pretty cool to see not just one, but the 3 different styles that they did for the bites. And lastly, again, this is all in the UK. This is all MyProtein's down in the UK, and this is where it ends. So MyProtein also has put together a limited edition Christmas box. And this is kind of what we saw for what they did last year for Black Friday, but it's specifically for themed around Christmas. And this is the shit I like to see from MyProtein. So they put together a special edition box set, and inside this box set is a sweat towel. I think they called it something weird. I don't think it was a sweat towel. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was a sweat towel, and I can't remember what they referred to it as, but it's a custom MyProtein sweat towel, a golden stainless steel shaker. This Christmas box is called the Gold Box or Gold Christmas Box. It's a gold theme, so the gold shaker makes sense. And then also there is a 250 gram bag of Impact Whey Protein, which is MyProtein's flagship protein powder, in a flavor called Golden. So they don't really provide any description, it's just called Golden. And then there's the same flavor for the brand's layered protein bar, just Golden, also called Golden, layered protein bar, no description, just kind of pictures that show it looking really nice and golden. You get 3 of those. So that's all that's in this box. It's pretty expensive. I think it's like £39, $39.99, which is like 53 US. And that bag of protein powder is only 250 grams, so it's not large by all means. And it's not a full box of protein bars, it's only 3. So you're really paying for that premium limited edition Christmas golden box, but the products look damn cool. I mean, the sneak one was cooler, but this stuff does look pretty awesome, especially with that vague name of golden. Kind of just makes you want to spend the money, but it is limited edition. I don't think they're going to be continuing carrying these out anywhere else. They're exclusive to the box. From what I saw when I looked on the products, when you buy the layered protein bar separately and the Impact Whey Protein, they don't have the golden flavor available. So these seem to be exclusive to the box and limited edition. So if you are a fan of MyProtein outside of the US, you're going to want to get your hands on this. Although, like I said, it's not exactly cost effective. With 3 protein bars, a shaker, and a quarter of a kilo protein powder. So it's and the sweat towel, but it looks damn cool. I'm almost tempted to buy it, but shipping's going to be a bitch. So check it out on the site, on our site, stack.com, or go to myprotein.com. If you are in the US, though, you're not going to be able to get your hands on this. They redirect you to the US site, and they won't really ship to US. But internationals, pretty much everywhere else, should have no problem getting this. But while everything I just went over was a giant list of products, MyProtein also has a surprise batch of releases for everyone in the US. As mentioned, the brand has separate selections in the US, and so it's no surprise that they have a whole bunch of separate releases for its US fans. I think there's like 6 products in total. Most of them are flavors. So there is a chocolate brownie flavor for the layered protein bar, a blackberry flavor for the clear whey isolate, 2 cereal themed flavors for Impact Whey Protein with fruity cereal and marshmallow cereal, and a dark chocolate flavor for their functional coffee, the Coffee Boost. The 6th item is an all new supplement. Basically, it's called the EAA and Greens, or EAA plus Greens. And what it is it's last year MyProtein dropped the EAAs for Black Friday, and that was an amino 9 based amino supplement featuring the amino 9 all 9 EAA blend. And the EAA plus Greens is basically that plus a blend of superfood ingredients. Now the EAAs, or the amino 9 EAAs, are dosed slightly less in the Greens hybrid than they are in the EAAs. I am saying the EAAs a lot, so hopefully I don't lose everyone. But and then there are also, as mentioned, there are Greens ingredients. It's not a whole lot. I think it's like just over a gram, or it's like a gram combined of different Greens ingredients. The idea is pretty much similar to Beyond Yourself's Greens, which is spelled with an extra with 2 A's in the middle, replacing one of the E's to really play off that EAA name. So it's a pretty unique product. It's not something I've seen from anyone else outside of Beyond Yourself. So yeah, that's the releases fans have been treated to for the US. is jam-packed on both sides. Obviously, the UK one, or the main international one, looks a little more exciting. I will also mention the US has got a couple of box sets. They're it's like basically samplers and bundles, that special edition boxes that come with supplement, snacks, and samples. There's the Black Friday box, which I believe is I think they're both the same price. But there's the Black Friday box, which is more of a sampler kind of thing with full size of snacks and so on. And then there's the Pro Series box, which is the My Protein Pro box, which is it contains 4 supplements. So it's got less variety, but they're all Pro Series supplements and they're all trial sizes. So it's sort of more of a sampler of their My Protein's Advanced Pro Series, whereas the Black Friday box is more of an introduction to the brand, or I guess a good way to try out a variety of its top and popular products. Either way, well worth checking out. And you can catch all that on the site. Again, if you just go to stack.com, you can search My Protein, but another thing that we have that makes it way easier is if you type in stack.com/brands, then do / and type in the name of the brand, like My Protein, Muscle Tech, Sayucor, you'll see all the posts from that brand. We even link to those pages on a post from that brand. So it helps showing up all individual posts from each brand a little easier. But it's a lot to take in, especially internationally if you're like me and you're looking at it from both sides. But My Protein has definitely treated fans for Black Friday this year more so than last year, which was also a hell of a time. Next up, we go to Pure Protein, the mainstream protein snack and functional brand. Known for its ITDs, protein bars. It's available all over the place. But this past week, the brand introduced 2 entirely new protein products with protein puffs and protein cookie sandwiches. The protein puffs are, of course, a puff-style chip snack, very similar to Fit Crunch's puffs, I Want Organics puffs, Bomar's Big Jug of puffs. They're very lean, very light. Puff snacks do tend to be like this, which are pretty damn good. I've actually always liked the nutrition profile on these because they're closer to protein powders than they are protein bars, which is insane when you're thinking about a snack. So in the Pure Protein puffs, and in a whole bag you get 18 grams of protein, so just shy of that 20 gram mark that you get with most protein bars. But there's only 5 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbs, just 1 gram of sugar, and 130 calories. So while you get 2 grams less protein than your typical bar, the calories are far below that average 200, 220 that you get in most protein bars. So it's a pretty solid snack, available in 2 flavors. I believe it's brick oven pizza and nacho cheese. They're available now at Walmart, so accessible, very easy to get your hands on. As for the Pure Protein cookie sandwiches, these things are not as lean as the puffs, as you'd expect with a cookie sandwich. Kind of like Lenny Larry's. They did them, I think they called them Complete Creams last year. They hit the market. These very similar, your typical cookie sandwich, 2 small cookies with a nice cream in the middle. The macros on these, as I said, are not as good as the puffs. But I guess the goal with them is similar, basically to be a better alternative to your typical or sugar-loaded cookie sandwich. Each of the cookies, I think there's like 8 per pack. I'm trying to remember. It's going to bug. I think it's 8 per pack. 8 per pack. On the back it says like per serving, and that's made up of 2 cookies. So I'm just going to give you the macros on the 1 cookie. And it's 8 grams of protein, 9.5 grams of carbs, 2 grams of that sugar, 7.5 fat, and 125 calories. So the calories on 1 cookie is almost the same as a whole bag of the Pure Protein puffs. It comes in 2 flavors, double chocolate and snickerdoodle. But there are 8 cookies per pack. So the macros I gave you is per cookie. If you throw down that whole pack, just multiply everything by 8, which means that gives you precisely 1,000 calories. So this is definitely a mass gainer. This is pretty much a mass gainer snack. It's a 1-to-1-to-1 almost nutrition profile. If you're going to throw it on the whole pack, it's 64 protein, 76 carbs, and 60 grams of fat. So it's kind of a nice balance. Obviously, it's not going to be as cost effective as a gainer, but 1,000 calories is pretty solid. So if you grab it, it is a good alternative, but if you're trying to grab it as a lean snack, try to stick to the 1. in my experience, though, these things are difficult to stick to the one. We're going to shoot now to 5% Nutrition, who also had a busy week last week, announcing and revealing and releasing several things, including Shake Time, which I think we talked about on last week's podcast episode. I can't remember if we did. I know that I've been guessing that this was going to be pretty much the protein sources from real food or real carbs plus protein by themselves. That is pretty much what it is. 5% Nutrition came out with Shake Time, which is a protein powder made of real food sources. And it pretty much uses all the sources from real carbs plus protein, which are, where are we? So yeah, it's basically 26 grams of protein per serving from hydro beef, hydrolyzed beef, whole egg, and chicken protein. So I think there's only like one, I'm pretty sure it's one source of protein that is in real carbs plus protein that's not in this. And then you get your typical other macros per serving at 2.5 fat, 2 grams of carbs, no sugar. So it is essentially a protein powder. Very similar macros to a typical whey-based supplement, but there's no whey in this. As mentioned, the sources of beef, whole egg, and chicken protein. So it's a cool approach. It's a unique approach, very similar to what we saw them do with real carbs and, as mentioned, in real carbs plus protein. But that wasn't the end of it. 5% Nutrition also released a new version of its more intense pre-workout 5150. I think there was only just a handful of tweaks that they made. You can check out the facts panel, everything on the site as per usual. They upped the beta-alanine a bit to 3 grams per serving, increased the synephrine by 50%, and they swapped around a few ingredients, taking out hygienamine and hordenine and adding in cocobutyrol, huperzine, and alpha-GPC. So it feels to be like a more intense, more focus-based version, but still maintaining that solid high stim approach that 5150 is known for, with 400 milligrams of caffeine from all the various sources that is in this. So it's still an intense product, but again, that's not where it ended. 5% Nutrition also snuck in a pretty interesting announcement last week, in that it is coming out with a core series. This is something we've seen from a lot of brands this year, Redcon being one. Basically, it's a basic series where you get more straightforward, simpler supplements. I don't know too much about what 5% is going to include in its simpler series, just that it's called the 5% core line. That's all I know so far. They have just said specifically that it's simpler supplements. So while basic lineups usually mean single ingredients, creatine, glutamine, BCAAs, it could be something different. There are a few brands lately that have taken more premium, more different, more, I guess, comprehensive approaches. Shit's gonna bug me. Who was I think I like Core Nutritionals. That recently they added a few ingredients, a few versions to their new additions to their core series, the commodities line, that you won't find in other products. Alpha Line's another one that's been doing pretty well. They haven't done the typical creatine. They did Rip Factor. They've got Mitoburn standalone as well. So they're using more premium ingredients. The Outfit, if that's how you say it, they've also come out with a new series, the WHSH, Work Hard, Stay Humble series, and that's a more basic lineup of supplements, but relying on a simple set of ingredients, but again, very premium stuff. Like they got like a bunch of, they have a nitric oxide supplement that's just Pico 2 and Vaso 6. They have a weight loss supplement that's Mitoburn, Capsimax, Pro GBB, Black Pepper, and Calorie Burn, Grains of Paradise. So it's more premium approach again. So while I suspect 5% will stick to the basics, well, not basics, but just the more the typical stuff, creatine, glutamine, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something premium as well. That just seems to be the theme lately. That's, I guess, the theme with every trend and category. Brands, they start thinking how they can do things differently, how they can separate themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit of that from 5% Nutrition. We're going to close out the show with news from Ghost, even more exciting news. Some of it exciting, some of it's coming soon, some of it not coming soon. The first bit is the not so coming soon part, and that is that Ghost started taste testing a protein bar. This doesn't really mean that it's coming anytime soon. It just means that they start the process. But it's interesting that they are liking the idea. They already jumped on energy drink, obviously, with Ghost Energy. They've taste testing protein RTDs, making it sound like those things are not too far away. So a protein bar would be a great fit for the functional expansion that they've been going through, I guess. And I'm excited to see what they bring. If you know Ghost, or if you're like me, you're a fan, they tend to bring out hits. They tend to bring out like products that have been worked on for a while. Whether it be like Greens and Gamer, those two were mentioned over a year before they actually hit the market, and they were working on them for a while. So if they take that approach to protein bars, it could be extremely interesting to see what they end up turning out. I am a huge fan of protein bars, as you'll know by following Stacked. We're pretty critical of a lot of them. We're very specific. I've tasted protein bars from all over the damn world, and it's become a hugely competitive market. I think my top 5 protein bars, I think one of them is from the US, if not, it might be none, but the kings, the leaders of all European, all UK European functional foods, and I've yet to see, I guess, a really, really good one that even came close to some of the best in Europe. So Ghost has definitely got a chance to do that. They've, like I said, they always take very long, thought out, thorough approaches, and if they bring that to the protein bar market, it could be an interesting product. Again, they're only just beta testing it. It looks like they're going to take the candy bar approach, so sort of a chocolate coated experience similar to a candy bar, hence the candy bar approach reference. I'm interested to see how it turns out. Hopefully we'll get more details soon, but yeah, pretty interesting. But again, that wasn't the only story we had from Ghost last week. We also got details on Ghost's seasonal Christmas edition flavors. This is something Ghost has done for the past couple of years. I'm trying to remember the flavors. They first did them, was it 2 years ago, with white chocolate peppermint bark and snickerdoodle. They would come out each year, and they would be they feature they're for Ghost Way, the protein powder Ghost Way, and they would feature a special edition label design that would kind of very, very much separate them from the others. But yeah, it's so it doesn't look like those are coming this year. It doesn't look like they're going to be getting the return. Instead, Ghost is coming out with 2 all new ones, and they look pretty damn exciting. Obviously, we haven't seen them before, so of course they're exciting, but there will be 2. One of them is Frosted Sugar Cookie Ghost Way, so a nice classic take, but the other one is Hot Chocolate Ghost Way, and this is the one that I think caught a lot of people's attention, because while the snickerdoodle, the white chocolate, the sugar cookie were all different flavors, this one is not really a different flavor, more of a different approach or style entirely. So basically, Ghost has just aimed to replicate that hot chocolate experience with this flavor. It is made with whey, but the formula is different because it's designed to be mixed with hot water, which if you know protein powders, you can't really do. There are specific, I mean, you can, but you don't want to. There are specific protein sources, though, that are made to be used with hot water or to make into a hot beverage. And Ghost has used one of those sources in the hot chocolate Ghost Way with, I think it's Protherma. I think that's the name of it. Whey concentrate. I'm pretty sure that's the name. It's going to bug me if I can't remember that one. But it's a different type of Protherma heat stable whey concentrate, and they've basically based their hot chocolate Ghost Way around that. There are no other main sources. You do get, I think it's like 800 milligrams of protein from the cocoa powder, and then the rest is from the heat stable protein, which is at 19.2 grams, or that's how much protein it provides. So you get 20 grams of protein per serving, so a little less than that 25 in Ghost Way or in the other Ghost Way flavors. And the carbs are also quite different, 7 grams, and the fats 2 for 130 calories. So this is not as lean, not as traditional, not as typical as your regular whey-based protein powder, but Ghost has gone for that experience on this one. They've tried to, I guess, put the I guess the flavor and the form before the traditional function. Not to say that it's even remotely not lean. It's still a pretty solid protein powder, 20 grams of protein, 7 grams of carbs. But it's definitely put the idea and concept ahead of keeping those macros familiar. But yeah, so you get 20 grams of protein, and it's essentially intended to kind of be a hot chocolate alternative without all the sugar and still taste as good, and able to be mixed and turned into a hot drink. It is also worth mentioning that in the powder is mini marshmallows. So really gone all out for that hot chocolate-like experience. And it's a pretty cool product. It's been spotted in a 15-serving tub, but they did also say that they're going to be bringing out a box, like sort of a hot chocolate style single sachet box that comes with 6 single serving sachets per box. So it seems like there'll be 2 options. I don't exactly know when they're going to be available. Same with the frosted sugar cookie, but obviously Christmas is less than a month away. So I would imagine we're going to be seeing them. We won't see them right before Christmas. I have to imagine they'll be out before then. So I would like to think first week, second week of December. You're about to get your hands on these, and the hot chocolate one looks like it's going to be a fun experience. But yeah, you can check out all those stories on the site. This was a long episode because, as I mentioned, last week was just packed full of news and excitement. We even left out some things. Always stay tuned to the site, stack.com or stack3d.com for the latest. But thank you, and look forward to having you back on the next episode.